Welcome to Start Smart Real Estate Reimagined. We've got Chantal with us today. Thank you for joining us, Chantal.
Absolute pleasure to be here today, Leigh.
This is exciting. Chantal's a bit of a marketing guru, so I thought I'd get her on here to talk to us a little bit about marketing, particularly around personal brand, which is what it's all about in real estate. We are pretty much the brand. People do business with people. And yeah, I think it's a really important topic as well, and something that I've worked on over the past 10 years to, improve my personal brand. I work with Chantel as well now with my marketing and various aspects of marketing. But we're going to hone in today a little bit on real estate branding and how we can improve our marketing strategy.
Yeah, awesome. So good to be here today. And I have had the privilege of working not only just with Leigh, but a few real estate agents in my lifetime with regards to marketing. I suppose my niche and my point of difference and the way that I do things that's different to other marketing agencies is that I have a done with you process, and that I work with business owners to come up with what their marketing strategy or their plan is. So when they wake up every day, they actually know what to do, which is so important. Whereas other marketing agencies, will possibly do it for you. But for real estate agents who've got to get up and every day market themselves and be online, understanding what your marketing strategy is and understanding how it works and understanding what your marketing plan is and knowing how to effectively communicate what you do to your audience is absolutely vital,
Mm,
because you can't outsourcing it to someone is going to be a very expensive feat. And that's just the honest truth if you were to outsource it to someone. Also, if you're completely unclear on what that is for yourself anyway, how do you outsource something to someone when you don't really know what it is or what you're
yeah.
doing anyway? Now, we all know that real estate agents, it's a saturated market, right? Heaps of real estate agents out there. So the number one thing that you've got going for you is your point of difference, and you are part of that point of difference.
Yeah.
People nowadays, more than anything, are actually wanting connection. After COVID, so many people went online and everything was done online. It was all exciting in the beginning. And then after a while, everyone was like, whoa, actually, I need to get offline again. And online has become so much more accepted now, and people do it so much more now and so much better. But the craving for connection has actually been raised up even more since that. And this really does mean that you've got a great opportunity to be able to um, really show your personality and show yourself online with what you're
Mhm.
comfortable with, in order to build that know, like, and trust, and then attract other like-minded people who would choose you, and they will choose you based on you. I know, I'm into health and fitness. I'm into my dogs. I have a camper van. I'm into traveling, bucket list items. And it's a kind of weird sort of thing for a marketing person to be. I'm also very much in the holistic stuff and personal development stuff. And I tend to attract those types of people. That's why Leigh and I are working together, because naturally like-minded people like magnets will gravitate towards each other. So when it comes to online marketing, know, like, and trust is the number one thing that you're trying to do. So I think the first most important thing is you've got to get clear on what you do that's different to everyone else.
Mm,
Maybe it's a process, maybe it's the way that you communicate, maybe it's your values, maybe it's your habits, your lifestyles, but people will connect with you on a deeper level. Now, people go, oh no, it's just my service, and I'm just going to give my service and show them what to do. At the end of the day, it's not about that. The part that gets them to make the decision to choose you is actually deep seated, and it's deep seated in things like the fact that you like dogs and I like dogs. It's common things that we have in common that straight away will bridge that gap where
yeah.
someone will go, you know what, I'll work with you.
Mm,
So I think taking the time, the first thing I think people should do is sit down and just take the time. And a really good exercise to do this is to go, if I was to die, and every person that knows me well, and not even that well, like the coffee lady that I see every day, if we had to put them up at the funeral and they had to go, Leigh was always like this. He always spoke about this. He was so passionate about that. You couldn't get him to shut up about this. And every single person went up and said these things. You'll find that those will be the common words or the common values or the common themes that you personally bring to the table. But
yeah.
so that when you've got, 10 real estate agents in front of you, you're going to go, you know, I don't like this one. He's a hooty tooty person in a suit. That's not my jam. Oh, this lady over here, you know, high heels, lots of makeup, Botox, maybe she's not my person. And I'm not begrudging anyone here. I'm just saying people gravitate
Yeah.
towards normal people. I'm not a makeup and high heel kind of girl. So I'm actually going to not attract a whole bunch of people
Yeah.
who don't think that that's professional. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, there's someone for everyone.
Yeah.
So, so I think getting clear on that first is really important. The second thing is making sure that you're comfortable with whatever it is that you're sharing online. So when we have our personal profiles on social media, our personal profiles are our personal accounts. And I completely understand that some of you may wish to keep those private. But if you do keep those social media accounts private, you at least want to have the public sections. Let them know where else they can connect with you. So you may say something like, this is the private account of Leigh. Please connect with me on my website or my
Right.
business account. Because at least they know they're not going to be offended when you don't accept a friend request if you want to keep your account private.
Yeah.
But there are public things like the public banner, there's the bio, there's an about section. You want to make sure that at least those sections have your business contacts so that when you are going out and you are networking, at least you are getting those people onto your business accounts. Okay. Then
Yeah.
our business accounts are about the business. But because it's social media, it's absolutely imperative that you put some of you in there. People always, you know, I was with a client yesterday afternoon and they're like, oh, I said to them, you've got to put more pictures of you up. Oh, no, I'm going to have to go, you know, get a photo shoot and get a suit and do a photo shoot. And I went, no, like, whilst it's important for you to have some of those pictures, it's social media. So
Yeah.
you need a couple of candid shots. You at the beach, if you're into surfing, if you're walking your dog. Now, if you don't like pictures of you, it's okay. You can take pictures of sunsets. You can do pictures of your dog. You can do pictures of wine. They work well on social media as well. But you do need to have that social human element in your business profile so people that will connect with you. I'm working with a massive influencer at the moment and who I can't say who, but yesterday I had a meeting with them and they've got about a team of about 10 people. And we had a meeting and they said, they've noticed that because the account is run by the virtual assistants are all putting up only the professional photos and all their engagement's gone down because now they're not putting any more personable
Right.
photos up there
Mm.
anymore. And this just shows us, I mean, it was further validation that at the end of the day, it really, really, really is important for you to have those shots in there. And again, only with what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
There was a coach that I was working with and he was like, I'm going to do a live once a week. And I watched his live and it was great and he looked professional and awesome. And that was his live. And then he stopped doing it after about 3 weeks. And I said, what's the story? Why did you stop doing it? And he goes, because I got up at 4 a.m. to put makeup on, a male, to put makeup on so that I would look good, to put on a suit, to do my video. I then like went through the script 20 times before I got into my live and he stopped doing it because it just wasn't repeatable. It
Yeah.
wasn't a scalable method that he would be able to do.
Yeah.
So be real, be you. Everyone else is taken. Be clear on what that personal brand is. Be clear on your privacy settings so you know what people are seeing and not seeing. And then make sure that you do have your personal stuff on your business page, but you've also got some of your business stuff on your personal page. Really, really important. Now, the last part that Leigh asked me to talk about then is obviously marketing and lead generation and actually getting people off your marketing and into becoming a client. So when we talk about our content on social media and our content in emails, I always call that the trust builders. It's the stuff that you consistently put up there to build know, like, and trust. And again, that's your point of difference and that's your values, who you are and how you do things that is different to everybody else. So
Mm.
show your personality and engage in your audience. But the most important part to not forget about is the sales focused activities, and that is the lead generation activities. So lead generation activities for real estate agents could look like running a webinar, doing Facebook Lives, having a lead magnet, or engaging in Facebook groups, or even you creating your own Facebook group to do it. Now, each one of those things requires a level of management. So you would need to determine whether or not you're happy to put that time commitment into that. But those are all great lead generation strategies that you can use. Now, when we say a lead generation strategy versus the content, a content plan is all around the know, like, and trust. Lead generation strategy is about qualifying the right person and getting them to email you, to call you, or to email you, call you, or give you their email address. That is a lead capture. And then it's your responsibility then to follow up and close that lead.
Yeah.
Okay. F word, follow up, follow through. They're fundamental when it comes to funnels. So when it comes to that, for example, if you had a lead magnet, you have a free downloadable resource that you can go out, say, to community Facebook groups and say to them, hey, if you're wondering if right now is the right time to buy or sell, I've created this guide that's relevant right now to the industry to see if the timing's right. Download this guide. That's just an example. You get their email address and possibly even their mobile number. And from there, you can now continue that relationship with them. So through email marketing, you can continue to build know, like, and trust. You can send them automated emails and say, did you read the resource? What did you find? Are you thinking about moving? Perhaps you've got questions. Would you like a cup of coffee to discuss it? And you can continue that relationship with them.
Yeah.
Okay. If they're emailing, if they're calling you, the same thing. You want to continue to build that know, like, and trust. So I'm going to go into a 4-point structure now, which I love to use. The 4-point structure is that whenever we write something to our customers, I've already mentioned, point of difference is the most important thing. At the end of the day, when we're marketing, it's not about what you do that's the same as everyone else. It's what you do that's different to everyone else. And you are part of that. Your personality is part of that. So that's really important. But when we structure our content, it's really important to go through these 4 things. And that is the number one thing is you've always got to have a hook. So whether or not we're talking about blogs, emails, whether or not you're speaking in an event, possibly even when you're doing a sales call, this 4-point structure works well, and it always starts with a hook. Something that is going to qualify them, stop them from scrolling, catch the right person, and get their attention. Okay. Think of those soapy magazines that you see as you go through the checkout. It has to be a scroll stoppable headline or hook. A question could really work well as well. So are you thinking about buying and selling in the market right now? Like, it is what it is, a hook. And it shouldn't take up more than 2 lines because you only ever see 2 lines. The second part is the connection. And the connection's really important. This is where you show them you know them. I get it. Right now, you're thinking about, the looming interest rates, and, possibly you're wondering, should you wait? Shouldn't you wait? So you're connecting with them and you're showing them that you know them. So the person goes, you know what? This guy gets me, right? You discuss their pain. You discuss their aspirations. You show them you know them in that connection part. Okay. The third part is credibility. This is where you bring in yourself and you say, why you and why this? So it might be something like you just drop it in as a real estate agent who's been in the industry for the last 20 years, or as an accredited real estate agent, as someone passionate about real estate in the area. However that looks to you, like, just drop in some of that credibility and then show some of your expertise. So, we have found right now that actually the price in the marketplace has actually dropped in the last 5%. So this is working well for someone. So credibility is social proof, your expertise, something about why this. That's your time now to do it. Now, if you do credibility before connection, you can understand how it's going to work. It's actually the same in the dating. In dating, you got to have a hook, connection first, then credibility. And then the last one is call to action. So call to action is the next step. Now, a lot of people think that the call to action is a hard sale next step, and it isn't. The call to action is whatever you have just discussed, whatever you've just effectively communicated online to your audience through emails, socials, or your website or Google. What is the logical next step? So if we perhaps have just been talking about whether or not right now is the right time to buy or sell and what's happening in the marketplace, What would the next logical step be for
Mm.
that person? Not for you, but for that person. That person perhaps has questions. So perhaps you've got some questions. So, no skin off my back, no obligation. Happy to have a quick chat. If you'd like, if you've got a couple of questions, feel free to, DM me, email me, give me a call, whatever. So just a logical next step. But the whole purpose of social media is to get people off social media and into your email list. The whole purpose of your email list is to get them to buy or to get them onto a call. So really, really important. So the four point structure is really, really important. And I'll probably end with this. If you are going to use ChatGPT, there's two rules. One is you always put human intelligence into ChatGPT. So that is HI, human intelligence, then AI, and then human intelligence again. So the more human intelligence you put in, the better your AI is going to be. And AI never goes out with you without you basically doing the final draft yourself. So we
Yeah.
never just copy paste and put it out there. We always go over it. Because the second biggest and important rule is that nothing should go out into your marketing if it sniffs like ChatGPT. So if it sniffs like ChatGPT, it should not go out because it's bad for Google and it's bad for your audience. Everyone is over it. So there's the characteristical overuse of emojis. There's the unleash your marketing efforts, transform, unlock. There's a couple of key things that ChatGPT uses all the time. You can actually customize your own ChatGPT. It's at the top right-hand corner. Customize your ChatGPT and get it to sound like you. I often will say mine's called Andy, and I often say to Andy, "Hey Andy, that sounds a bit like you. Could you make that sound like me, please?" And he'll rewrite it for me.
Mm.
So really, really important. So how was
So,
that? Any other questions? Boom, boom,
re
boom, boom, boom.
yeah, well done. Yes, very good insights there. And I had a bunch of questions, a few of them you answered along the way. I guess my personal story when I started the real estate industry in 2012, I came into the industry and I copied what everyone else was doing, right? So real estate agents do this, and how they do it, I was doing what everyone else was doing. So I was not only doing the thing, but I was doing it how they were doing it. And what I learned kind of the hard way, I suppose, when I came back into the industry, is that I knew what I had to do, but how I did it, I needed to be myself and be authentic. And that's when I really started connecting and engaging with people. Um, so that first part, I definitely resonate with, and I'm sure everyone listening can as well. The second part is, I guess, the how to implement this into your marketing strategy. That's kind of, and you've gone over that really well with the hook connection, credibility, and call to action. But yes, that's the next challenge, isn't it? Putting that message into your communication effectively. Because what I found in the past is that I didn't really know what that was like. Obviously, I was being me and I was showing up and doing things how I wanted to do it, and that was resonating well. But as far as communicate that with marketing strategy, it wasn't my forte. So you've certainly touched on a lot of highlights there. And perhaps we can open it up now, Chantal, for a bit of Q&A.
Does anyone have any questions?